from the wise old wizard, friends till the end. True intentions and their flags, you'll know who's true. The ship has sailed. Truth to power, fearful of the shadow, ranchers of delusions. The fuses are blown, why you gotta be a sleuth to find the truth? The ship has sailed. Record playing like a broken record, using too much power, never leads to truth. The grand old show, reckoning realities of majesty, the ship has sailed. Words from the wise old wizard, friends till the end. True intentions and their flags, you'll know who's true. The ship has sailed. Truth to power, fearful of the shadow, ranchers of delusions. The fuses are blown, why you gotta be a sleuth to find the truth. The ship has sailed. Records playing like a broken record, using too much power, never leads to truth. The grand old show, reckoning realities of majesty, the ship has sailed. Words from the wise old wizard, friends till the end. True intentions in their flags, you'll know who's true. The ship has sailed. Words from the wise old wizard, are friends till the end. True intentions and their flags, you'll know who's true. The ship has sailed. Truth to power, fearful of the shadows, ranchers of delusions. The fuses are blown, why you gotta be a sleuth to find the truth. The ship has sailed. Record playing like a broken record, using too much power, never leads to truth. Grand old show, reckoning realities of majesty, the ship has sailed. Words Cheers. From the wise old wizard, the friends till the end. True intentions and their flags, you'll know who's true. The ship has sailed. True to power, fearful of the shadow, ranchers of delusions. The fuses are blown, why you gotta be a sleuth to find the truth? The ship has sailed. The ship has sailed.
That's one of the new songs. And yeah, it's in 4K, so I got to change that so it doesn't pull a bunch of bandwidth.
As a sailor, I support that message.
Yeah, so I discovered that I had it's one of those seasonal ales that a buddy of mine gets in the mail, and I had one stashed in the fridge, and I forgot about it.
Mm.
And it's quite tasty.
So, like, you know, on one hand, you're like disappointed because, you know, you think that you're out, and then when you find it, it's like, you know, you're like all happy and shit because it's like, hey!
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's a new song that I came up with, and it's always interesting creating the vocals. And hey, Keck, what's going on, man? So yeah, I that was the second vocals for that song that I did. The first set of vocals, I wasn't feeling too warm and fuzzy about it, so
Yeah.
I did another set, and that was good. There's another song that I'm sitting on that I need to upload. I'll be uploading that tomorrow. So yeah. So yeah, writing songs, and they get in your head, and you just sometimes I gotta get it out,
Yeah.
So yeah, the theme, Land of Mordor, it's just a metaphor of what the potential of the surrounding areas can end up being. Yeah. It's like we're living in the land of Mordor or something.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if any of you have read J.R.R. Tolkien, but I've read the book several times.
Well, I mean, I prefer, I prefer the Shire, because, they've got, breakfast and second breakfast and 11sies and
Don't forget
yeah,
about 12sies, though.
yeah. But
Yeah.
they eat a lot, so yeah, I just they eat a lot and drink a lot, and so it's kind of a mystery as to why they're so small. But hey, they
See, I know how to turn that around and send it back out clean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why I make songs. They're uplifting, a positive twist, a story, a ballad. Because a few of the songs are a ballad. It's like the song about Rob Payne. That's a ballad. And ballads can be folksy and ballads can be bluesy too. Or they can be a little bit of both. And the next song I got coming out, it's a little bit more, a little bit of a folksy sound to it. But it's got a I guess a Jerry Garcia band sound, or Steels and Nash sound, or something like that, maybe. So yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's because of where I grew up and all, but like if I was to ever like be like good enough to where I could like consider myself to like be in some sort of a band, I it would be like somewhere in the neighborhood of like ZZ Top and Leonard Skinner, just that that southern, bluesy southern rock, with like maybe a splash, like a splash of old school Johnny Cash, the
Okay.
when he, back in his earlier days, when he was, considered like a rockabilly.
Yeah, there's some really good rockabilly out there.
Mm.
Elvis started out rockabilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen every black and white Elvis movie and every Elvis movie you can think of that is out there.
Dude,
Yeah,
I was
as a
all
kid,
about,
I had a fascination with Elvis, man.
Dude, I was all about catching Elvis movies on like Saturdays and Sundays back in the day, on TV.
Yeah, James Dean, man. I had a fascination with James Dean. I don't know, when I was a teenager, I kind of felt like I was living the life of James Dean. And crazy times back in those teenage years, man. Then there's some crazy people back in those days.
You can
All right, here.
live
I've-
fast, die hard,
Hee.
or young, or whatever. I don't know.
I have a slideshow that I made. I didn't use it. Let's see.
What's up,
Yeah, I
Parrot?
haven't. What's up, Parrot? All right. This is probably the slideshow I'm going to use for this next song. I'll give you guys a listen.
A listen or a look?
Well, the song, a listen, a look at the slideshow. How about that,
Okay. All right.
Mr. Technical?
Yeah, that's me sometimes. Yeah. Sorry.
Gonna nickname you Good Questions Out of the Blue.
Yeah. One weekend a month and 2 weeks a year, I am Captain Obvious.
There we go.
Ooh,
All right.
felt like I was in the disco there for a second.
Now, tell me if you can hear this.
Yep.
All right.
Sounded a little country there for a second.
Here we go.
I was walking through a rock and roll wasteland, looking for reverence, looking for spirit. We took the step, we made our way out of the desert, landed by the oak tree, lighter than air, can you see? Spinning like a top, just couldn't stop. Leave your troubles at the door, get your dance on the floor. We can soar, follow the beat, let it move your feet. Don't want no politic like white chicks on house. Grounds for the door, sing it loud, pour drinks for all. I was walking through rock and roll wasteland, looking for reverence, looking for spirit. We took the step, we made our way out of the desert, landed by the oak tree. Lighter than air, can you see? Spinning like a top, just couldn't see. Leave your troubles at the door, get your dance on the floor. We can soar, follow the beat, let it move your feet. Don't want no politic like chicks on house. Grounds for the door, sing it loud, pour drinks for all. I was walking through a rock and roll wasteland, looking for reverence, looking for spirit. We took the step, we made our way out of the desert, planted by the oak tree, lighter than air, can you see? Spinning like a top, just couldn't stop. Leave your troubles at the door, get your dance on the floor. We can soar, follow the beat, let it move your feet. Don't want no politic like ticks on hounds. Grounds for the door, sing it loud, pour drinks for all. I was walking through a rock and roll wasteland, looking for reverence, looking for spirit. We took the step, made my way out of the desert, landed by the oak tree, lighter than air. Can you see? Standing like a top, just couldn't stop. Leave your troubles at the door, get your dance on the floor. We can soar, follow the beat, let it move your feet. Don't want no politic like ticks on nouns. Grounds for the door, sing it loud, or drinks for all. I was walking through rock and roll wasteland.
So you know the vibe I get from that that music is like some old 1970s Jerry Reed, you know, that type of
Well, I am a fan.
that type of 70s country, you know.
Yeah. I'm a fan of Jerry Reed for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, I've got a lot of musical influences. Jerry was in a lot of banjo bands, jug bands, and basically he picked with some guys, man, like almost 100 years old back when he was picking Wildwood boys. He picked with the freaking Wildwood boys. If any of you know who they are, man, they make some. They're some of the best banjo players in the history of banjo playing.
The name doesn't ring a bell for me, but seeing as how, you know, the music I grew up listening to, and, you know, the fact that I grew up with my, you know, dad being you know, he had like a local bluegrass band, and then later on they were more like country and, you know, just regular country music. But between, you know, my dad and my grandparents, I'm sure I probably heard some of it. I don't recognize the name, but
right.
For any of you kids in the audience who don't know who Jerry Reed is, he played the snowman in Smokey and the Bandit movies.
Oh yeah.
So,
and those songs that you heard was him singing, and he wrote those songs, and his band played those songs.
The band Eastbound and Down, and he was also in which you can watch for free here on YouTube. He was in a little movie called White Lightning. I think it was White Lightning. Yeah. With Burt Reynolds. It's like
all right,
1973. Yeah.
I got a question. You guys want to hear some banjo music from 1963? I do believe I can probably show you a small clip without getting dinged, maybe. I just found it on YouTube. This is something that I had on bootleg.
Yeah.
What I just found. Okay, let me see here. I'm gonna put this right down here.
Dude, Glenn Campbell's daughter is a fucking beast on the banjo.
All right, this is Jerry Garcia and the Wildwood Boys in 1963. February 23rd to be exact.
My dad and his band did this song.
All right, that's all I dare show.
Yeah.
I'll put the link in the chat. But I had that on freaking bootleg, man.
Dude, I seriously, I grew up listening to that song. Like I said, my dad was in a local, had like a little local band, and first it was bluegrass, and then some people changed out and stuff like that, and then they were doing like regular country. But
yes, Steve Martin did play banjo with Jerry Garcia, and he may have sat in with Jerry Garcia with the Wildwood Boys at one point in time. I don't know for sure, but it's very possible.
Yeah.
So Steve Martin was a cool guy.
Right. Yeah.
Or possibly maybe is still a cool guy, because I've never heard him say any give any what do you call it, PSAs.
Yeah.
So knock on wood, let's hope it keeps that way.
Dude, he's just chilling. I'm sure he's just chilling wherever he lives. I'm sure he's just chilling, spending that royalty money, from the jerk. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I figure I'd go ahead and put that in the info.
Yeah. Look up Rascal Flatts banjo, and we can watch Glenn Campbell's daughter shredding.
All right.
If you want.
I'll give me a minute. So let's do this. Let's no. There we go.
"21 years ago, I went on a journey, went into the west, I met a moon, I jumped back 4 feet. Like a time from long ago, popped into the room, the things from legend that once spoke of. I was wandering this land, I got lost in the desert. Then I found my way, made my escape to the east. Followed a blue moon, looking for the story, ducking and diving, just caretake the lore. This is the story of the legendary meaning of the moon. Through time and space, the old man foretold meeting of the bear and the moon at the age of the prophets. 21 years ago, I went on a journey, went into the west. I met a moon, jumped back 4 feet. Like a time from long ago, popped into the room. Things from legend that once was spoke of. I was wandering the land, got lost in the desert. And then I found my way, made my escape to the east. Follow the blue moon, looking for the story, duck and dive in. Just caretake the lore.
Can't tell I've hung out in some rock and roll bars, can you? Man, I've hung out in so many rock and roll bars. It's not even funny, and the majority of them in the Midwest. Got to say, a few here and there around the country here and there. But I've done my share of seeing rock bands and bars and stuff. Plus, there's festivals all over the place in the Midwest, and the rock bands everywhere out there playing at these festivals.
Well, I mean, it's which it's not the Midwest, but Nashville, Music City, USA,
Right.
But more along the lines of quote unquote Midwest, Austin, Texas.
Yeah, my I gotta say, one of my favorite areas of rock and roll is Southern rock. I gotta say, love the Outlaws. I really like the Outlaws. I haven't had a chance to see them live. I would love to see that band live, man.
But remember Austin City Limits on TV back in the day?
Yeah. The funny thing, man. Before I even went to any Grateful Dead shows, I had grew up in a rock and roll environment. I was always around rock and rollers. I was always around guitarists and stuff like that. My dad, he knew all these local guitarists and stuff like that. So I had the fortune of seeing these grassroots guitar players and rock and roll guys playing bar music back when I was a early teenager and stuff like that. And man, there was some really amazing music coming out of northwestern Indiana. Gotta say. I wouldn't necessarily say String Cheese Incident was one of the best ones that came out of there, but they're pretty good. They're probably similar to what the Grateful Dead does, but they got their own thing. They do their own thing. They have their own sound. I don't know if you ever heard of them, String Cheese Incident.
No, I would.
Yeah, they're a pretty good band.
I would remember a name like that. No.
Yeah, they were a local band that used to play live all around the Midwest, and I've seen them a few times. But they've done pretty well for themselves. I think there's probably a good chance at the Oregon Fair, if they ever have one again. You could probably see String Cheese Incident at the Oregon Fair.
Yeah.
But people at one point in time always used to ask me, it's like, "Oh, you a hippie and all that?" It's like I've always been a rock and roller first. I was always that first. I hung in that crowd, and it's hard being a nerd, in that crowd. You know what I'm saying? It's not an easy thing, and I always had my size and the look in my eye that going for me. So no one ever really messed with me.
Yeah.
I was always lucky that way, and but there's a lot of interesting things going on in some of these rock and roll bars. I'm telling you, they've got good music.
Well, I grew up, in rural southeast Missouri, so we didn't really have a quote unquote musical bar scene or whatever. But
hey, I've been to Missouri.
Yeah, no. Well,
I've been to Louisville, Missouri.
I'd like you. I wish you would point it out to me on the map because I've never been there.
Yeah, I've been to Louisville, Missouri, and I went and seen Rat Dog at the Palace.
You've been to a place called Missouri, maybe.
No,
but-
it's Missouri.
Yeah, no.
It's not Missouri. It's Missouri.
Yeah.
And if you're in
Only
Missouri and you're around folk that call it
Yeah.
Missouri, you'll get treated nice,
Yeah.
and more than likely, they won't treat you like an outsider.
Well, those are
You go in an area saying Missouri to a bunch of people that looking at you say, "Why are you saying it that way?" It's Missouri.
Well, I guess I grew up.
And they would also say it's not Louisville either. It's Louisville.
I guess I grew up in the slightly more educated part of Missouri than.
You grew up in the city over there somewhere, man. Because
no, dude.
the majority of the folk in Missouri call it Missouri.
The only people that I've even remotely heard say that are like the hillbillies that live up in the Ozarks. Okay, but because like I said, I was born and raised there. Okay, and I've never said Missouri. OURI in no shape or form can make anyway. But I mean, we
apparently you're not from that part of Missouri, are you?
Yeah.
Hey,
I
all right. I feel like I need to preface my knowledge behind this. I used to be a telemarketer, and I had people that were calling me, and I was on a credit card call, and there was incoming, and apparently everybody from Missouri was calling me, and there's a reason why I say Missouri, because I said Missouri, and I got corrected by these people calling.
Yeah.
And someone called from Louisville, and I said Louisville. I got corrected. And so everybody that called from Missouri was calling it Missouri. So hey,
well,
figure. So I was a telemarketer, and they were calling me, and they referred to it as Missouri.
Yeah, my guess is they were from somewhere on the western side of the state, but yeah, no, me, and none of the people I ever grew up around.
No. You see, the whole point is there's a thing, the saying, when in Rome, do as they do.
Yeah.
Get that saying?
Yeah.
So when I was down there, I had a little bit of knowledge about it when I was down there.
Yeah.
And you would be surprised. Local people will treat you pretty good if you know the local sayings.
Yeah.
So it never really hurts to ask questions and all that stuff when you're on vacation, where you go places and all that, because you'd be surprised, because they'll treat you like one of their own if you act right.
Right. Which, it's funny though, because like, the state of Colorado, I pretty much always, if it ever came up in conversation, I would say Colorado. But anyway, what I was originally gonna say was, it was farming country, right? I mean, and like my hometown was like a whopping like 3,300 people or something like that. But we would we'd go cruising town on the weekends, and one minute we'd be bumping some Hank Williams Jr., and then the next minute we'd be playing Ozzy Osbourne, and stuff like that. So it's we had a wide range of music, even in the sticks.
You ever travel through Texas?
Yeah.
You ever see some of the signs around some of the roads, the country roads, the warning signs? You know the ones I'm talking about?
Not really. I don't remember.
Well, my friend Wynwood was walking down one of those little country roads in Texas.
Mm.
And the first sign, we all know that was a very racist sign. The next sign said, "Don't let your long-haired ass be caught here after sundown." And he had a ponytail down to his ass. So he grabbed his hair up and put it up under his cowboy hat and kept walking real fast.
That's
True
like one of
story.
them.
He told me about that.
That's like one of them places where you stop at you stop at like a roadhouse or something to eat, and then somebody comes in going, "Hey, who's driving that car with the peace signs on the hubcaps?" You know.
Yeah.
Talking about your Mercedes Benz, you know.
Yeah, that's a Mercedes Benz. Yeah. Those ain't peace signs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my friend Wynwood that he was walking. He just happened to have to walk through this area, and yeah, he was a bit concerned because he had hair down to his belt, and he was wearing a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I believe there was a broke down car somewhere in that story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I'll like say circa 1986. I had what you could probably consider, a mullet, because it was, it was shorter on the sides and stuff, but the back of it, at its longest, was like, I don't know, down around my shoulder blades. It was pretty long, but and then like say, the late 80s, early 90s or whatever, when everybody, you had the back, you had the sides and back short, but the top was long. And, the top of my hair was long enough to where I could like pull it down and chew on about an inch of it. So I've had, some kind of long hair, in my days, but now I can't, I can't stand to have it that long at all. I blame the military.
The last time my hair was right about to my belt almost was probably maybe 2011.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had anywhere near long hair in at least 20 years, if not longer. But, which, now it's either about as buzz can be.
Oh,
or
are you talking about Republic Washington? How long ago was that? About 20 years or so, or less? Yeah, there's some areas in Washington where they're just some good old boys. You'll have that. But when people like that kind of look at me, I just look back even harder,
dude,
and smile.
Okay, so speaking of Republic, our candidate that you and I wanted for governor was like the policeman there.
Yeah.
And the freaking city council,
They fired him.
Yeah. They freaking SJW'd his ass out of there. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of how it can. I don't ever really declare any politics, and I've never really declared any sides. And when people do that, they put themselves at risk. And I'm with Kurt Russell. Why get into it? Why drag it into it? Why get into all that? Now on the local level, yeah, I wanted Culp to win because Culp would have done something good for the state, I believe, and he would have protected people's rights. That was basically that was the biggest reason why. And I knew a little bit about his history.
Yeah.
And so other than that, I don't like to get into all that, and I don't like
Yeah.
to state what I'm going to do and all that stuff because it's not important. It's all minutia, really is. And then you get beyond that point, and it's like there's better stuff to do and be and do and talk about, sing this and sing that, and my outlet is creating a song and giving a voice to it, and that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
But Culp would have been a good governor.
Yeah. But I mean, our mentioning Republic, of course, made me think of him.
Yeah, and all different things. Washington is a unique mix of a bunch of different people. Really is. I've watched it go through so many different changes since '99, since I've been here.
Yeah. And the thing is, it actually probably wasn't even dealing with the way you looked. It's just that you were not a local. So there's little towns, there's little towns that are like, when somebody new shows up, they're like, who is that?
It probably didn't matter that you had long hair. You'd have got looked at anyway. That's how small towns are in Washington State.
Pretty much everywhere.
Some of the small towns are pretty freaking sheltered. I remember when I first got here, me and my friend Jeff just went on a cruise about, and we drove to the ocean and back. In between there, we decided to take a break for about an hour and a half or so, have something to eat, and have a beer. In this one horse little town that had a bar and had food. And so we stopped there, and they kind of gave us a weird look, but you know what? They didn't treat us wrong. We had money, and had a beer and had something, had their best burger, and they did give a look a little bit, but that went away pretty quick.
Dude, okay, so since we're like on the subject of small towns and stuff, and it's been several years now. I mean, like several years. But I actually went to Roslyn, and that's the town where they filmed Northern Exposure, the TV show Northern Exposure.
Right.
And dude, I mean, like it's seriously just like you saw on the show. I mean, the one, that one main road going through town, and with in the Roslyn Cafe, the brick and all that, whatever. Yeah, I mean it might take you like 5 minutes to drive through the whole town. But
so yeah. So have you seen the latest Discovery episode?
yeah, I don't watch that.
Well, unfortunately, I seen it, and I'm just like, what's going on?
I mean, that we sailors, unfortunately, we sailors can be exposed to things with the initial STD from time to time, but we don't blatantly walk towards it. So, yeah.
Parrot Head, I used to live in Hoquiam, believe it or not. Not too far from the shore. A few blocks away. Yeah, there's something strange about Hoquiam in Aberdeen.
Well, I know Aberdeen's on our side, right? Well, on the west side.
Say again.
Aberdeen is out towards the coast, right?
Yeah, it's west.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and Aberdeen is right next to it.
Yeah. But Hoquiam's in that area?
Yeah,
Okay.
Hoquiam is right next to Aberdeen.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know.
You gotta really go through to get to Hoquiam. You gotta
Right.
go through Aberdeen to get to Hoquiam.
Right. I mean, it's
Hoquiam's
been
right
a
near the
minute
water.
since I've like looked at the map or anything. So
They got tsunami warning signs all over the place out there.
yeah.
Tsunami routes.
Because like Aberdeen, well, Aberdeen is the home port of the Lady Washington, if I'm thinking correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And fun fact: the Lady Washington was the the interceptor from the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Yeah, Hoquiam's a interesting little town. It's right butt up against Aberdeen because you can go from one town to the next. They're close to each other. Everything is relative over there, as far as I'm concerned. Of course, to me, I'm used to traveling cross country, so traveling miles and all that. So I kind of see things different when it comes to distance.
Dude, I mean, some of the names of the towns, especially in Western Washington. Holy crap! It's like a damn word salad. But and I don't know. I think I've told this story before, but like when I first came up here, when I was still, when the Navy brought me up here originally, I was driving down the interstate, and I seen one of the road signs, and I'm like, Geoduck. I'm like, what the hell kind of a name is Geoduck for a town?
I think that's Geoduck.
Yeah, I know. And it's funny. It's funny. Like the first time I said that to like one of the people that are from up here, and I'm like, what the hell's up with this town named Geoduck? And they just laughed and said it's pronounced Gooey Duck. And I'm like, how in the hell is GEO pronounced gooey? But anyway.
Right. Hey, Parrothead, you just go across the bridge, man, and you're in Aberdeen. Yeah. Yeah, I lived there. I lived in Aberdeen in Hoquiam, and I had to travel from there all the way to Sumner for work. You know how far Sumner is, man. That's a good clip. Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're all Indian.
They're based off the coastal languages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time in this area. You kind of get to know it a little.
Yeah.
Kind of becomes like an old friend.
I mean which there's towns there's towns down south and stuff like that are like that too. But but there's also names like so like I said, I was born and raised in Southeast Missouri, but every back in the day, like when people had family reunions, and which it was my grandmother's family, and so anyway, every year growing up, we'd go down to a place called Greer's Ferry, Arkansas. And there was a nice little lake and stuff right there, and a campground.
Wouldn't that make them your family too?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just saying. It was my grandmother's family though, like her her maiden name, that family. But anyway, on the way to Greer's Ferry, there was a town in I think it was on the Arkansas side. But anyway, it was there was towns like Bulls Gap and another town called Oil Trough. So it's like, I'm like, which, I always wondered growing up, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, Bulls Gap. I'm like, I didn't think bulls had gaps. I always thought that was a cow. But anyway, so my dad, right? My dad was at one time, he was a over the road truck driver, and he would tell me about being in Pennsylvania, and he's like, yeah, I drove through a town in Pennsylvania called Conception. But, and supposedly he drove he drove through the same area as where the original Amityville house is, the Amityville horror.
Yeah, keep driving.
Yeah.
Keep going.
But
no need to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know about that house. No need to ever go there.
Yeah.
Ever.
Dude, that's like one of the classics, man.
It is, but it's based off of a true story, real happenings, really weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's nope. Yeah. It's like, hey man, you want to make a movie about that and make it in the original house? I'm like, nope, no, thank you. See ya.
I'm good. Yeah.
Later.
Like I won't bother them. They won't bother me.
So, our governor in Washington State just basically closed down all the restaurants.
Yeah.
And, it's a Saturday night, and it's about 6:49. I'm going out the door to go pick up a grocery order. Maybe it's 7 p.m. And there's not a car on the frickin' road. It's really frickin' weird. It's a Saturday frickin' night, man.
Dude, I'm only like probably like a mile or so away from an Albertsons. So that that's where I go. And the other night I went there and they had the freaking damn yellow, the tall yellow freaking cone looking things, making lanes, for
right.
for walking into the store. And I'm like, what the hell, and then like that, after I got home that same night, I heard about this place and that place going on lockdown again. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. I'm like,
and that sound a balloon makes? Psst. Space S. You know what I'm saying? That noise a balloon makes when it lets air out. Yeah. That's what that is.
Yeah.
It's escaping air.
Yeah.
From a balloon.
But yeah, I don't. God. I'm honestly beginning to think that certain people on that side of the aisle just aren't going to be happy until the place is bankrupt. You know.
You know, there's a reason why the saying "go woke, go broke." There's a reason why it exists.
Yeah.
Because things went broke because of it.
But which then again, the the great and of course I'm being totally sarcastic when I say great, Jay Inslee. I'm sure he has none of the inconveniences that you or I do. So
right,
he doesn't care.
Yeah, man. I've heard words like by other official people just around the world who use the word reset in their conversations and stuff.
Mm.
And I've heard some other really words back something or something like that.
Mm.
And just weird shit,
Well, I've got a couple of words for them. 3%.
Let's see here. Let's pick a song for that occasion.
You know what I'm referring to.
Okay. I follow your flow.
Yeah.
We think echo chamber. Yeah.
It's dealer's choice, man.
Echo chamber. Yeah. Or 11th hour. Yeah. 11th hour. It's 11th hour, there's energy building. It's 11th hour, the energy is building. Yes, it's on its way. Walking silence is golden. It's so loud. Raise your head, look up to the sky, are we meant to fly? The fingers pointing, maybe pointing back. There's this feeling growing. The payment's due. We all know someone will have to pay. It's the 11th hour. It's 11th hour, there's an energy building. Yes, it's on its way. Walking in silence is golden. It's so loud. Raise your voice, raise your head. Look to the sky, are we meant to fly? There's fingers pointing, maybe pointing back. There's a feeling growing, the payments due. We all know someone will have to pay. It's the 11th hour. It's 11th hour, there's an energy building. Yes, it's on its way. Walk in silence is golden. It's so loud. Raise your head, look to the sky. Are we meant to fly? There's fingers pointing, maybe pointing back. There's this feeling growing. The payment's due. We all know someone will have to pay. It's the 11th hour. It's 11th hour, there's an energy building. Yes, it's on its way. Walking silence is golden. It's so loud. Raise your head and look to the sky. It's 11th hour, there's an energy building. Yes, it's on its way. Yep. I think that covered it. Yeah. Yep. That about covered that.
Yeah. Well, dude, that beat that that beat right there, though, I'm like, I almost feel like I should be sitting in front of a stage watching a young lady named Bambi.
No. It's not that. It's no.
Well, you know
No.
that just that dun 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 dun. You know, like
No.
I got some dollar bills. Got some dollar bills somewhere.
No. No.
No.
Nah.
Well, I mean, well, not with that attitude. Shit.
Let's see. Let's give it a listen. I heard a tale, hard to believe. I heard the tale, that story man's tale. I heard the tale, hard to believe. I heard the tale, story man's tale. I started looking for deeper meaning, cats and rats. Where's the glory? I heard the story straight from the story man who tells the tale. Sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. It's so profound. The tale that's always around you. You have to lose yourself. It's so profound. The sound I found, I did hear. It's clear to me. I had to test the sound. It's so profound. It's been clear to me. The sound from the story man I found it was given before you understand. Before you found sound I did hear. So I heard the sound, it's so profound. It was made clear to me. I hear the sound, it's clear. It's clear to me the story man knows he has a plan. Play the strings from afar. The story man says, like waterfalls, sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. Where's the glory? I heard a story straight from the story man who tells the tale. I hear the tale, I heard, hard to believe, I hear the tale. Where's the glory? I heard the story straight from the story man who tells the tale. Sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. It's so profound. Yeah. Indeed. I suppose I don't need that banner no more.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was just so bizarre, man. I was driving down the road and only a couple cars. 7 o'clock. I mean, it's like it's never been like that ever.
Hmm.
You know, I don't know, man. Kind of wondering if people are drinking the Kool-Aid, man.
I don't know. I mean, like I took a walk to the store and back. I don't know, not I'd say between like 8 and 9 o'clock. You know, round trip. And I got passed by several vehicles. So, I mean, the
Mysterious vehicles? What kind of vehicles?
no, just people. You know, just regular people. But
Yeah. Were they wearing masks while they were driving?
Well, I don't. It's kind of hard to see, you know, when their headlights are shining in your face. So
yeah, I've been seeing that here and there. People wearing masks while driving.
I mean, you know, when it's, you know, like daylight and whatnot, you know, and I can actually see people driving. I actually haven't seen, but maybe like a handful of people that had their mask on in their car.
Yeah, I see a handful here and there.
Yeah, I mean it's always funny when I do though. Yeah, especially when they're by themselves. You know, when they're you're in a car by yourself. You know, it's like you're not gonna give the coof to yourself. You know,
Right.
but anywho, yeah, I I've got two.
I've seen that too.
Yeah,
I've seen that too.
yeah. I have two masks. And the only reason I have those two is because they were given to me. And the only time I wear them is when I go into the grocery store or the post office or the Dollar Tree. Other than that, it's like, I put it on right before I go in and I take it off right when I walk back out into the open air, And
Hey, Larry. Yeah, that frickin' fear porn, man. The mainstream media dishes out daily. I got one sound for them. Click. Click. Yeah.
Well, you know what though? Remember the movie, and I'm talking like the original version, Red Dawn.
Yes.
Yeah, all the
Good movie.
people that were locked up in the freaking in the gulag there. Yeah, the people, the people that are driving alone in the car with the mask on. Yeah, those are going to be like the first people
Hey, Larry.
on that side of the fence. Okay. People like you and me, and I'm gonna assume anybody in our audience. We're gonna be the Wolverines. Okay. We're gonna be Patrick Swayze and Charlie Sheen. Okay. Yeah.
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 I carry a blue bandana, and if I have to wear a mask, God forbid, go in some store because they're requiring it, I'll put a bandana on.
Right.
Sure. Next, I used to wear a wide brim fedora for years, and only difference why I don't have one is because I kind of retired that one because it got old.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking maybe another wide brim fedora, and I'll wear my bandana.
Right. Well, I mean, like
That should generate me some looks.
Well, it's like right now, when like I said, when I take take that walk back and forth to the grocery store, I generally, generally wear my black cargo pants, cargo pocket pants, and that's something else I blame the military for. I like having the the cargo pants with the pockets. And,
Hey man, I like having cargo pant pockets. Those are very handy.
Right. But I mean, I got my black pants. My coat is black. The hoodie that I wear underneath my coat is like a dark charcoal gray. And
you might want to think about getting some khaki to replace that.
Yeah, but but I mean, you combine all that with that freaking mask, that I'm required to wear to walk into that grocery store. Not too long.
Do you wear your Jason mask?
Yeah, no.
I should.
You should. I should.
You
though.
should. You should.
But I got a story for you, but about that.
You really
but anyway,
should.
not too long ago, if I would have walked into the store like that, they'd be like thinking I was going to rob them. now I'm just a customer, but, what was it? Around, not this past Halloween, but last Halloween, when I was, when I was actually, when we were still like allowed to actually attend classes at the local college, on campus. I wore my $2 freaking Jason mask from Walmart. I wore it onto campus, and I actually had somebody, like warning people that there was a dude, and like they actually thought I was like some fool up to some shenanigans, and I'm like, it's like, tomorrow's like freaking Halloween, you stupid batch. But anyway, but yeah, no, I actually freaked some people out. I thought it was kind of funny, but
Yeah, there's a couple of different Walmarts around here. One in Yelm and one in Lacey. They won't make you wear a mask. And I get asked all the time when I go into this one gas station. I'm like, you know what? I got allergies. I'm not wearing a mask. Sorry. And the one guy always asks me, and I'm like, you ask me this every time. I come here all the time. I don't wear a mask, so you should recognize me.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the main reason I do it is because they got the damn sign on the door. That.
So do they.
Yeah.
I don't wear one. I ain't gonna. They're gonna have to ask. They're gonna have to ask me to put one on.
Well, the other reason I just do it is because I just to save myself the trouble of having somebody at me,
I am not it. I am not it and never will be it, okay? That is not me. I've never done that, never will. No. I've never bowed or kowtowed to anybody with what they wanted me to do. Not going to do it. Not going to start now.
Well, there's a young lady here on YouTube by the name of Caitlin Bennett.
And then every person that makes you wear a mask, then you dial that number and you file a complaint anyway. Yeah. So when this shit's all over, all the complaints will be stacking up, and guess what? $150,000 fine. Bam.
But I'm pretty sure you've heard of Caitlin Bennett, and her channel, Liberty Hangout, it's pretty cool. If you haven't checked it out, you should. But there's been some videos where she has a mask, and on it is written worn out of force, not out of fear, or something along those lines.
Yeah, and and just so you folks know that the title of the show, The Land of Mordor, it's a metaphor. We're not really talking about really the Lord of the Rings. We did briefly, but it's really a metaphor, and that's kind of why I chose the title.
Yeah. Well,
because basically, if we wanted to put certain characters in certain places, there's Sauron somewhere in the Great Eyes causing something, and he's got all his minions out there doing this and that could be applied in the story to what's going on, and then we can talk about the story.
Well, that too, that, and I mean, if you if people actually, like if they're talking about a certain like a certain Orange Man or any of the things that are going on right now, and you actually put that in your title or whatnot, you get that lovely little tag, for the Associated Press, declaring a certain person a winner of a, Anyway.
So basically, where are the 9 Nazgul? Where are they flapping their wings at? You know what I'm saying? Causing mayhem and mischief.
Right.
So where are the Nazgul? Where's Gandalf in all of this?
Right.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And the other good wizards.
Yeah. Well, that's because the Orakai are the only ones making the news right now. They're
Say that again.
the Orakai.
From Stargate?
No, from Lord of the Rings.
That's the Ori. The Ori from the Stargate. But that would be appropriate too.
Yeah.
Ori,
those the freaking super orcs that they made on.
Say it again.
I said the super orcs that they made.
Yeah, but say the word again.
The Orakai.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But that to me, that they would be like those people that their name ends in Ifa.
That unknown part from the beef from the cow. Yep.
Yeah.
And as they say, that's some bull.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And orcs, they like to eat things.
Yeah.
Unsavory. Yeah. A hobbit would consider it very unsavory. Because a hobbit don't want to get ate by no orc.
Right. I tell you what, though, those hobbit chicks, I mean, yeah, they they got those hairy feet, but they're still sexy. Okay, I don't care what you say. But, RR says Gandalf is smoking a bowl. I wouldn't doubt that. Judging from all those, smoke images that he could blow. Yeah, there's got to be some sort of special tobacco in there. Yeah.
Well, they say there's Hobbiton Leaf and then there's Hobbiton Leaf. From the southern part of the Hobbiton.
Speaking of hobbitses.
And hobbits, they love their leaf and they love their tobacco-like leaf too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because if I remember correctly, they seemed pretty happy behind smoking the Hobbiton leaf. Maybe a little too happy.
Yeah, well,
Hey, Gandalf could blow smoke rings, and that would become ships sailing through the smoke ring.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's that ain't no regular tobacco. Okay, you can't make smoke images like that with just regular tobacco now. Come on.
Would you expect a wizard to smoke regular old tobacco?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Time for a song. I was in the park singing of better times, wish it would rain. Just a plain sunset after the mist clears.
Do you ever wish for blue skies after the mist clears? The rain has stopped. Looking for rainbows on the horizon, sun setting so clear. Cherry on top of that, flowers in the park. Maybe it will flow in the right direction. Flowers in the park, singing of better days. Wish it would rain, just a plain sunset after the mist clears. Flowers in the park, singing of better times. Wish it would rain, just a plain sunset after the mist clears. Do you ever wish for blue skies after the mist clears? The rain has stopped. Looking forward for rainbows on the horizon, sun setting so clear, cherry on top of that, flowers in the park. Don't need your echo chamber, just some good time. Need some good spoken words, don't know echo chamber. Empty echo chamber, echoing against the tea. It's the empty of the black goo. Empty echo chamber, hide in chamber pot that don't age well. Got fake snakes rolling out the echo chamber. The only harmful giant stepping on everyone's toes. It just goes into an echo chamber. That old fire is weak. I got fire talk outside your mouth. You speak in fancy ways, but I got your number here. You think you can outfox the fox? You think you can outfox the fox? I got news for you. I see through you. I don't have time for that, no. Time won't go run on empty echo chambers. Don't need no echo chamber, just need some good times. Need some good spoken words. Don't need no echo chamber. At the echo chambers, echoing empty. It's the empty of black goo. Empty echo chamber, hide in the chamber that don't age well. Got fake snakes rolling out of the echo chamber. The only harmful giant stepping on everyone's toes. It just goes to show. It just goes into an echo chamber. The old fire is weak. I got the fire. Talk out the side of your mouth. You speak in fancy ways, but I got your number here. You think you can outfox the fox, but I tell you what, I'll fox the fox, 'cause I am the fox. I got news for you, I see through you. I don't have time for that, no. No time won't run on the empty echo chambers. Don't need no echo chamber, just need some good times. Need some good spoken words, don't need no echo chamber. Empty echo chambers, echoing the empty. It's the empty of black goo. Empty echo chamber, hide in the chamber pot. That don't age well. Got fake snakes rolling out the echo chamber. The only harmful giant on everyone's toes. It just goes to show an echo chamber. There's the old fire squeak. I got the fire. Talk out in the side of your mouth, speaking fancy words. I got your number here. You think you can outfox the fox? I got news for you. I see through you. I don't have time for that. No, the time won't run on empty echo chambers.
Well, yeah. And this is true. This is true. It is. Indeed. So yeah, don't need no echo chambers. That's right. So what'd you think of that song, Shellback?
I liked it. I liked it. I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah. It's supposed to be just a little bit echoey because yeah, I get that. Yeah, haha. Yeah. So yeah, it's supposed to have a little echo to it because it's a song about an echo chamber, and you notice which chamber was included in that. Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Well,
This is true.
I don't know. There are other people that think that they're the anti.
Yeah. But you know,
Which it's
my solution is just blast them with rock and roll, then eventually they're just going to go away.
It's funny though, because I mean, regardless of whether you're talking about entertainment or
The whole shebang, man. The whole shebang.
It just seems like, you know,
because the whole shebang has strings and they all go places. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and do you ever watch the Muppet Show and stuff like that? You know, yeah, that.
I did back in the day, religiously, in fact. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like the quote unquote, you know, the other side. It's like they're just mirroring our own, you know, our talking point. Yeah, our talking points, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, you gotta
against us, you know, like they say the same thing about us that we say about them.
Well, you got to put toppings on those talking points, and then put them in a sundae and some ice cream, and then there we go.
Sprinkles,
Let them eat cake.
Yeah.
Let them eat cake.
Yeah, I prefer pie or cobbler actually over cake. Yeah. Give me a good pie or a good cobbler before you give me cake.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So how about a little bit of Groove Train? Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
There's a train chugging into town, over mountain, hill, and dale. Carries enlightened, moves through time, notions and potions, collecting stories wherever they may be. Waiting on the story bed, he's coming to town. You know we're gonna get down. We're not clowning, chugging into town. There's a train chugging into town, over mountain, hill, and dale. Carries enlightened, moves through time, oceans and motions, collecting stories wherever they may be. Waiting on the story man, he's coming to town. You know we're gonna get down. We're not clowning, chugging into town. There's a train chugging into town, over mountain, hill, and dale. Carries enlightened, moves through time, notions and potions, collecting stories wherever they may be. Waiting on the story man, he's coming to town. You're not gonna get down. We're not clowning, chugging into town. There's a train chugging into town, over mountain, hill, and dale. Indeed. There's a tornado tearing down Main Street. Cows giving whiskey, someone feeling risky. Let the good times begin. Wherever the winds take us. A hurricane on Broadway, roasting with no time for dithering. No more defying, no foreshadowing. Wild tornadoes tearing down Main Street in the crazy land. They like taking crazy pills. Indeed, they do. I was on my way to Buffalo, and I was flying to Vegas. Thunder, lightning, rain. Then the blue sky blew in on the wind. In a rock and roll band all across the land. But I found myself in the Great Divide. Visions of east to west. Sunsets from sea to sea, sundown in the west. I'm not clowning, I was on time. The clocks were broken, we all stood in unison. Time to rise, let the good times begin. There's a tornado tearing down Main Street. Cows giving whiskey, someone feeling risky. Let the good times begin. Wherever the wind takes us. A hurricane on Broadway, roasting weather, no time for dithering, no more fighting, no foreshadowing, wild tornadoes tearing down Main Street in the crazy land. They like taking crazy pills, let the good times begin. I was on my way to Buffalo, then I was flying to Las Vegas. Thunder, lightning, and rain, then the blue sky blew in on the wind. In a rock and roll band all across the land, I found myself in the Great Divide. Visions of east to west. Sunset from sea to sea, sundown in the west. I'm not clowning,
I was on time. The clock's broken. We all stand in unison. Time to rise. The time begin. There's a tornado tearing down Main Street. Cows getting whiskey, some are feeling frisky. Let the good times begin. Wherever the wind takes us. Hurricane on Broadway, Roses May wither, no time for dithering. Hurricane on Broadway, Roses May wither, no time for dithering. No time for dithering. A hurricane on Broadway, Roses May wither, no time for dithering.
Indeed. Indeed. I had fun making that song. The vocals on that one was interesting. So what'd you guys think of that song?
It blew me away.
Yeah. Some songs are obviously obviously, Shell, you were standing up dancing, right?
Yeah, you didn't see me?
I may have been distracted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, you have to look down. So.
Well, when I'm highlighting the chat, I miss things sometimes. So, all right, let's see here. All right. So what'd you guys think of The Ship Has Sailed? That was the first one we opened with. Yeah.
It's got a funky beat and I can dance to it.
Indeed. I think the majority of the songs that I've sung and lyrics I've wrote, you can probably dance to. Yeah.
Dude,
probably get your boogie on, that's for sure.
I miss that show. Damn. American Bandstand. American Bandstand with Dick Clark.
Yep. You know, the visuals were always nice.
Yeah. I watched I don't know about you, but I watched Soul Train too.
Yeah, oh yeah. You used to watch a lot of Soul Train.
With Don Cornelius. Soul Train.
Oh, we're showing her age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird turning 49. Yeah.
Yeah, well, shit, dude. I remember when MTV came on the air.
Yeah, so do I.
I was 10, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All that stuff, yeah. Good stuff. People were, what, looser then? Less insecure?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give this another go. Might help if I unmute it.
Words from the wise old wizard, friends till the end. True intentions and their flags, you'll know who's true. The ship has sailed. Truth to power, fearful of the shadow, ranchers of delusions. The fuses are blown, why you gotta be a sleuth to find the truth? The ship has sailed. Record playing like a broken record, using too much power, never leads to truth. The grand old show, reckoning realities of majesty, the ship has sailed. Words from the wise old wizard, friends till the end. True intentions and their flags, you'll know who's true. The ship has sailed. Truth to power, fearful of the shadow, branches of delusions. The fuses are blown like you gotta be a sleuth to find the truth. The ship has sailed. Records playing like a broken record, using too much power, never leads to truth. The grand old show, reckoning realities of majesty, the ship has sailed. Words from the wise old wizard, friends till the end. True intentions in their flags, you'll know who's true. The ship has sailed. Words from the wise old wizard, our friends till the end. True intentions and their flags, you'll know who's true. The ship has sailed. Truth to power, fearful of the shadows, measures of delusions. The fuses are blown, why you gotta be a sleuth to find the truth. The ship has sailed. Record playing like a broken record, using too much power, never leads to truth. The grand old show, reckoning realities of majesty, the ship has sailed. Words from the wise old wizard, the friends till the end. True intentions and their flags, you'll know who's true. The ship has sailed. True to power, fearful of the shadow, adventures of delusions. The fuses are blown, why you gotta be a sleuth to find the truth. The ship has sailed. The ship has sailed.
Yar.
Yar. Yeah. Yeah, I remembered I had a 4-leaf clover moving particle. And with the color edge setting, it just gave it the outline of one, and I layered it in there so you could see it popping up onto the different backgrounds. Because all those backgrounds you see that are interchanging with each other are a layer. It's like I layered videos on top of them to give them that pattern.
Right on.
And the other one I showed you when I was sharing the whole screen, that one was I did a little something different. It doesn't really involve any slideshow, it just involves different particles interchanging. Effects. Basically, I worked, it was hours I worked on that, because I would layer it, create these videos, and then layer them. It's the same video, just with different filters, and then I would layer them and then make another one, and then layer those together and make more. And then pretty soon you would have this whole mosaic moving. It's kind of cool. And what's cool about it is a lot of the cutouts and a lot of the images that I created goes into some of them. Some of the particles are existing and add accent, and it's pretty cool.
This song though made me think of Pirates of the Caribbean and Johnny Depp and his deal he's been going through, and Margot Robbie or whatever supposedly
yeah.
being, like the female that they want to do, thing. Which,
Well,
hey, I'm all for seeing Margot Robbie, dressed up like a lady pirate. And don't get me wrong, but
yeah, every song that I write, the lyrics, they tell a story. And normally there's the good guy and the bad guy probably in the story. Some of the songs are ballads. Obviously, some are very blues influenced. Like, what can I say? I spent a lot of time hanging out in blues bars. Yeah, fun stuff.
The blues.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was Crossroads or it seemed like there was a movie or something I saw, and the one old boy was like,
I think it was Crossroads.
The one old boy was like, "Yeah, the blues ain't nothing but a good man feeling bad." Something along those lines. But,
yeah. Oh, indeed. All right.
But yeah, dude, now I want to go watch Pirates of the Caribbean now. Just, why is the rum always gone? Because you drink it, Jack. You drink it, okay?
You drank all of it, buddy. Right.
Well, what's funny though is, even though it's it's like fictional characters and a Disney movie and all that stuff. It's actually kind of factual because back in the day, it was actually the East India Company was actually the bad guys, just like they show in the movie. And the pirates, and the people that they deemed the bad guys were actually the good guys.
Yeah, sort of like, hey, are you ever reads Terry Brooks? Kind of how the heroes are in Terry Brooks. There's you got the Druids in Terry Brooks, and they're a lot like wizards, but they're more druid-like, and it's sort of like how the story is laid out that way is kind of how the song's story is laid out.
Yeah.
There's the hero of the song, and there's the bad guy from the story being vanquished, that kind of thing. Folklore, storytelling. And I like doing stuff like that. I like there to be the story in the song. Figure after a few years traveling across the country, having experiences, you're bound to have a song or two. Yep. Indeed. So let's play a few tracks, and then after these few tracks, I think we'll probably wrap it up here in a little bit. Here we go. Okay.
Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. there's no troubles here. Like a light on a train, southwest bound. Time stop running, let the rain wash it away. Gotta walk the line, no more fines. Gotta walk the line, sing a song of long ago. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. We're gonna start on Ghost Bear time. No, I'm not man in the moon. That has the sound so profound. Man with the sound so profound to be found. A little bit never hurt no one. A little bit never hurt no one. Go for the show. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. Just need a scarecrow to scare the children. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. There's no troubles here. Like a light on a train, south wind bound. Time to stop running, let the rain wash it away. Gotta walk the line, no more fines. Gonna walk the line, sing a song long ago. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. Whoa. Where we start Ghost Bear time. No, I'm not the man in the moon that has the sound. Sounds so profound, man with the sound. So profound to be found. A little bit never hurt no one. Go for the show. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. Just need a scarecrow to scare the children. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show. There's no troubles here. Like a light on a train, southwest bound. Time to stop running, let the rain wash it away. Gotta walk the line, no more fines. Gotta walk the line, sing a song long ago. Welcome to the Ghost Bear Show.
Indeed. Next. Yep, subscribe to FinalDeathStar. It's the tail end of it there. I stopped doing that. Interrupts the from song to song.
Crazy
Hails, Forking News Podcast.
From another land. Light and sound, surrounded by light. I've got my finger on the pulse. Curators of reality. They have no personality. Music from another land, light and sound in the dark of night. You're not alone, make your own reality. Be the monks in your life, protect mythos and mythologies. In a story for story's sake, the writing's on the wall. The band's playing Crazy Clown World, music from another land. Light and sound, surrounded by light. I've got my finger on the pulse. The curators of reality, they have no personality. Music from another land, like sound in the dark of the night. You're not alone, make your own reality. Be the monks in your life, protect mythos and mythologies. In a story for story's sake, the writing's on the wall, the band's playing. Crazy Clown World from another land. Light and sound, surrounded by light. I've got my finger on the pulse, the curators of reality. They have no personality. Music from another land, light and sound in the dark of night. You're not alone, make your own reality. Be the monks in your life. Protect mythos and mythologies. In a story for story state, the writings on the wall of fans playing. Crazy clown world, music from another land, light and sound surrounded by light. I've got my finger on the pulse, the curators of reality. They have no personality. Music from another land, light and sound in the dark of night. You're not alone, make your own reality. Be the monks in your life, protect me those mythologies. In a story for story's sake, the writings on the wall, the fans playing. Crazy clown world from music from another land, light and sound surrounded by light. I've got my finger on the pulse. Crazy clown world, music from another land, light and sound surrounded by light.
Have fun, Scott.
Yeah, work smart, not hard. A little bit of unicorn.
Movie and a unicorn and popcorn. I saw unicorns and friends. All I had was a grand. Making an Exodus movie show was getting good. I got my popcorn. Hot summer, got the beat, got some heat, can't beat it. Add this to your playlist. Do you understand the music show? Apocalyptic movie show. I got my popcorn 2 degrees. Nothing like watching this movie show. So many to choose from. Got my popcorn, yeah. Hope you got your popcorn too. Living in a post-apocalyptic movie show. The movie and a unicorn, movie and a popcorn, movie and a popcorn. I saw unicorns and San Fran. All I had was a grin. Making an Exodus movie show is getting good. Got my popcorn getting really deep. It got some meat, can't beat it. Add this to your list. Do you understand the music from the apocalyptic movie show? I got my popcorn too. 100 degrees, nothing like watching a movie show. So many to choose from. Got my popcorn, yeah. Hope you got your popcorn, yeah. Living in a popcorn movie show. Movie and a unicorn show.
Pearls in the moonlight. Or Pearl in the moonlight. Okay.
Baby, it's a crazy world like V for Vendetta, cats and dogs. Time to wake up, no more fake, opaque, remake, B-movies. Don't want fake picture shows. The clock's ticking backwards. Get up, get going, seal the deal with a kiss. Wish it was a popcorn world, a pearl in the moonlight. Turn, turn, turning in a twirl, sing it away. Can you see the trees for the forest? Wish it was popcorn world. Go looking for a time. Others looking for the man in the moon. Get the man on the moon. Let the man likes popcorn. Baby, it's a crazy world like V for Vendetta, cats and dogs. Time to wake up, no more fake, opaque, remake movies. Don't want fake picture shows. The clock is ticking backwards. Give it up, get going, seal the deal with a kiss. Wish it was a popcorn world, pearl in the moonlight. Turn, turn in a twirl, sing it away. Can you see the trees for the forest? Wish it was a popcorn world. Go looking for a time. Others looking for the man in the moon. Get the man on the moon. But the man on the moon likes popcorn too. Baby, it's a crazy world like V for Vendetta, cats and dogs. Time to wake up, no more fake opaque remake movies. Don't want a fake picture show. The clock's ticking backwards. Get up, get going. Seal the deal with a kiss. Wish it was a popcorn world, a pearl in the moonlight. Turn, turn, turn and a twirl. Can you see the forest for the trees?
Forest for the trees.
The wolves are gathering around. Line the queues, turn the lights down. Normies and paper cowboys. Wolves gathering around, bringing attractions and their distractions. Don't cancel the movie, don't cancel me. Don't cancel the popcorn. All the bellicose in the cellulose line. You turn the lights down. Are you ready for the greatest picture show? Let's get to it. Let's do it. Don't you blow it. Get to it. Careful what you sow. Put a little bow on it. Get to it. What's a little package? Why there is a little package? Going to the picture show, so nostalgic, it gets overwhelming. Speaking of something told, was it foretold? Was it foreshadowing? Chattering, it's all that matters. You know, it's a picture show. Interconnecting, never disconnecting. Saving the world one song at a time. Saving the world one song at a time. Saving the world one song at a time. Wolves gathered round, line the queues, turn the lights down. Normies and paper cowboys. Paper cowboys. Wolves gathered round, fatal attractions and their distractions. Don't cancel the movie, don't cancel me. Don't cancel the popcorn. All the bellicose in the cellulose line the cues, turn the lights down. Are you ready for the picture show? Let's get to it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Don't you blow it. Don't you blow it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Careful what you sow. Careful what you sow. Oh, on it. Get to it. Quite a little nice package. Go to the picture show. So nostalgic, it's heraldic, speaks of something told. Was it foretold, or was it foreshadowing? Cut the chattering, it's all that matters. You know it's a picture show. Interconnecting, never disconnecting, saving the world one song at a time. The world one song at a time.
Woo.
Don't listen to him. Popcorn's always allowed.
Score!
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yes, the song was born just now.
I'm a fire-breathing dragon, and I'm coming for you. You got nowhere to run, you got nowhere to hide. I'm a monster hunter for you. I'm a monster eater, baby, and I'm coming for you. I'm a monster eater, baby, and I'm coming for you. I'm feeling kinda hungry, and I'm coming for you. You've been warned, coming for the monsters. We got the monsters on the road. I'm a fire-breathing dragon, and I'm coming for you. You got nowhere to run, you got nowhere to hide. I'm a monster hunter, and I'm coming for you. I'm a monster eater, baby, and I'm coming for you. I'm feeling kinda hungry, and I'm coming for you. You've been warned, coming for the monsters. We got the monsters on the run. I'm a fire-breathing dragon, and I'm coming for you. You got nowhere to run, you got nowhere to hide. I'm a monster eater, and I'm coming for you. I'm a monster eater, baby, and I'm coming for you. I'm feeling kinda hungry, and I'm coming for you. You've been warned, coming for the monsters. We got the monsters on the run.
Yep.
I'm a fire-breathing dragon, and I'm coming for you. You got nowhere on the run, you got nowhere to hide. Got nowhere to hide. I'm a monster hunter, and I'm coming for you. I'm a monster eater, baby, and I'm coming for you. I'm feeling kinda hungry, and I'm coming for you. You've been warned, coming for the monsters. We got the monsters on the run.
Coming for you.
Indeed. Well, folks, a song was literally just born. I just got done writing a song. Yeah. That is kind of cool. And I think it might be right along the line of that last song we just heard, in that similar tone. Yeah. Battle-y like, you know. Have you guys ever read Prisoner of the Horned Helmet?
I don't believe so.
Oh man, it's out of print, so you kind of have to find it here and there. It's by a author named James Silk, and it's Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer, Prisoner of the Horned Helmet. Great freaking book. Now you want to talk about some hardcore fantasy where there's sorcery and the warrior. Nothing stops this guy, man. He goes through everything. Gets wounded, keeps going. Man, Prisoner of the Horned. He puts that helmet on. He becomes literally almost like a god.
Kind of like Conan.
Before the time of Conan, actually. Yeah, this was before the Red Sea and all the Red Sea. What's the other sea? The Black Sea. It's before all those seas were there. When there was land there, there was an old civilization there. Great stuff, man. Yeah, Death Dealer, man. Great freaking book. I had almost all the books in the series at one point. Kind of hoping they reprint it and bring it onto bring it into some ebooks.
I'm just reminding myself of all kinds of old school movies and stuff tonight. Not because now I'm thinking about like Conan, Conan the Barbarian, and the Destroyer, and
I got them both.
Movie, the Beastmaster.
Yeah, Beastmaster. That was a good one.
Yeah.
And Crawl. There was Crawl.
Crow,
Remember
yeah.
Crawl? How the hell he catch that damn thing without cutting his fingers off?
Yeah. Well, it's like it was like that damn frisbee thing that Xena threw around. It's like
Oh yeah, these
know,
these books are basically they're rated
Yeah.
R.
mm,
Blood and gut and yeah, man. If you like warrior stock like type stories, yeah, man, Death Dealer. Yeah, Death Dealer. James Silk is the author,
Mm.
and it's Frank Frazetta's artwork.
mm.
Death Dealer. Yeah.
Yeah, well, when it came to stuff like, because I've never really been like the biggest reader, but when it came to stuff like that, like back in the day, I was reading stuff like Dragonlance and Forgotten Realms and stuff. The quote unquote Dungeons and Dragons books.
So yeah, that song just came out of nowhere, man. Let's see. See, I had a file on my phone on my SD card connected to my computer, and I accidentally deleted all the songs.
Oh,
But I still had it on the laptop, and so I just had to go through and find all of them because it's not like I'm keeping anything really organized, really. Just a little bit, but not much more than that. Let's see.
I got to figure out how to make some space on my damn phone, dude.
You might want to get you a external drive where you can back up your phone to it.
Well, I've got a freaking an SD card or whatever, and I've got like shit. I've got what? Hold on, let's see here. Hell, I've got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I probably got like close to 2,000 pictures on that.
Really?
Well, pictures and videos, yeah. But that's on the card. That's not on the phone. But they'll like send like those damn updates and crap that it's like they automatically do it, and I think that's part of the problem is they send you like those quote unquote mandatory updates, and they take up space in your freaking memory and shit. So which the phone I have I've had for I don't know 4 or 5 years at this point. So
20 years?
I'd say at least 4 years. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I paid like $100 for it at Walmart. That's right, people. I'm a straight talk user. Yeah.
So I have a bunch of I have some I have some audio tracks that I already downloaded from the YouTube section.
Yeah.
And finding the personality to a song, it's either like a snap or a little bit elusive, and you have to hunt it down.
And then kill it with fire. I mean, what?
Depends on what it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it moves, kill it. If it doesn't move, pick it up and kill it.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
That used to be a saying in one of my one of the tabletop games that me and one of my high school friends was in back in the day.
Yeah, did you notice tabletop? What? Which kind of tabletop?
Well, dude, we played.
We talking billiards or
No. Like D&D,
Oh, okay.
AD&D, the original Star Wars, the West End games, D6, like, I don't know, what was it, like second edition or something like that. We played Vampire Masquerade. Those were like the three main things: AD&D, Star Wars, and Vampire Masquerade. But I don't know. We had some sort of weird like hybrid, sci-fi fantasy thing or whatever there for a while, and one of the characters was like basically like a humanoid like Tyrannosaurus Rex thing, and his motto was if it moves, kill it. If it doesn't move, pick it up and kill it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. You ever watch any of those alligator shows where they're catching alligators?
Oh yeah, like Gator Boys and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, man, that's some crazy stuff, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially when you have
this is true.
Experience or whatever. It's not really that crazy. You just got to know how to, basically, like what they, people like, the alligator catchers and stuff. What they do, from what I've seen, like the main secret is you wear them out. You basically, you pretty much, tease them to where, they'll like try and come for you, they'll, and exert, energy, and basically you just wear them out, and then, that's when you see them, like jump on their back and hold their mouth shut, and they, and then they break out the electrical tape, and there you have a caught alligator.
Yeah, I hear alligator tastes pretty good too.
That's what I've heard.
I've tried some really weird foods when it comes to seafood, being I'm in Washington State.
Right.
I gotta say, gooey duck was probably the most weirdest thing I ever had, and I discovered that I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love oysters and clams and stuff, but I don't know that I've ever had a gooey duck. But And having been in the military, there's no telling what I've actually consumed for food. But well, the thing is, it's like you go to places like Malaysia and Korea and Hong Kong and Japan, and or in Australia, and um it always cracked me up, because like the younger kids, the ones that were pretty much like straight out of high school, they'd go find McDonald's, okay, and it's like you're in freaking Hong Kong and you're going to McDonald's. You can get McDonald's
Hey,
back home in the States, man.
did you ever think the reason why they went because they did that already and they had something they probably don't want to remember having?
No, that's the thing. They never did. Like
Oh, that's too bad.
They always went to the the quote unquote Western restaurants, and like this one dude that I he was pretty much my liberty buddy, the when I left the ship, usually it was with him. And I mean, dude, we'd go find the mom and pop restaurants, where nothing was in English. We'd have to point at the picture on the menu, that type of stuff. So who knows what I ate, but it was good. It looked good, it smelled good, so I ate it. But yeah, I've never had alligator. According to the lovely and beautiful Lorena Creole, alligator tastes. It's like a combination of catfish and chicken. So
Really?
yeah,
Yeah. Catfish was my grandmother's favorite.
yeah.
I personally, I never really cared for catfish because it
Oh,
was
dude,
so bony.
in my hometown, there was like every Friday, because we had a decent Catholic population in my hometown. So there's this one restaurant in particular that would have fish on Fridays, for that reason. And it was catfish, like basically like steak fries, just those real thick,
Yeah,
meaty French fries.
that's kind.
And coleslaw.
Gotta have
And
coleslaw. Gotta.
dude, I mean, catfish, French fries, and coleslaw. Oh, yeah, that's down home cooking right there. And we're talking fried catfish, okay? Like freaking deep fried, freaking
Well,
goodness.
I will tell you the one thing that I do miss about Indiana, because you go south, there's all kinds of lakes.
Mm.
South, and you can find some of those lakes down there. You can get lake perch.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing like lake perch. Ocean perch, it's good, but lake perch is really good.
Yeah, that's basically what they were. RR was steak fries. Yeah. But yeah, perch. Perch is like one of the fish that I grew up catching too back home. We had my dad was like there's people that went and they'd go fishing out in the river, in the Mississippi River.
Right.
Because that like my hometown was like right next to the river. But Dad preferred like the little backwater holes, like along the levee and whatnot. And yeah, we'd go fishing for perch, bluegill, crappie,
Crappie's good.
Smallmouth bass, largemouth bass,
You gotta
stripers.
catch. You gotta catch a lot of bluegill though to get fed real good.
Yeah, I mean your average bluegill fillets, both sides were I don't know about 4 or 5 bites, but
Yeah,
it's some
you
good.
need about if
It's some good
you're gonna.
stuff though. Yeah,
It is good, but if you're gonna have bluegill, man, you got to catch about 20 of them.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Usually, the ones that we would keep, you could hardly get your hand around. We'd only keep the biggest ones. So like if we caught one and then we caught another, like if we filled up the stringer and then we caught another one and we'd pull up the stringer and be like, okay, which one's smaller, and then we'd take that guy off, throw him back in the water, and put the bigger one on. So, but we were quote unquote law abiding citizens. So when we if we had our limit, we'd wrap it up and head home. But
Yeah, crappie. Crappie's really good. I like crappie. I gotta say.
Well, I mean, they're and like perch, bluegill, and crappie are kind of all. I mean, they're kind of all related. They're but dude,
all related in a relatable way.
yeah. But the thing is, they were like, in comparison to like say, bass and catfish, they're like, considerably smaller fish, but like pound for pound or ounce for ounce, whatever you want to say, they were the most fun to catch because they fought, dude. I mean, they fought hard. Yeah.
Catfish? Oh yeah.
No. The perch and the crappie and
yeah.
the bluegill.
But catfish will also put up a good fight.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they just go back down, back down to the bottom and sit there, and you got to freaking drag their ass up.
What really give you a good fight is channel cat.
Yeah, but like the bluegill and the crappie and stuff, dude. It was like, it's like you set a hook in the mouth of the Tasmanian devil, from the Bugs Bunny cartoons. I mean, they were just like,
you ever hear Skamanian steelhead?
No.
Yeah, we have a lot of those in Lake Michigan. And they run up the creeks and the rivers.
Is that a cat?
Steelhead.
Yeah. Catfish?
No, that's in the trout family.
Oh, trout. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think they have I think there's a.
They're hard to catch.
Yeah. I think there's a I don't know, what do you call it? Subspecies or variety, whatever you want to say, of cat. It's in the family.
It's in the rainbow trout family.
Yeah.
Actually, I believe. Yeah, you got the Skamanian steelhead are pretty big and fat, and then you actually it's reversed. The Skamanian steelhead are long and skinny and getting pretty big, and the other steelhead are big and fat, and they're both hard to catch. Yeah. You got to have a pretty good pound test on your string you're using for your pole, and I always prefer to open face myself.
Yeah,
because you're gonna fish on a river and you're trying to catch steelhead or trout, Chinook, coho, whatever's running. You want something serious and you want to use an open face.
Yeah.
And you don't want your rod to be all that long because you're on a river. Unless you don't plan on going too far down into the trails. You don't want it to be too long because you can get snagged up.
Yeah, I can't remember what the exact name or category was or whatever of the the reels that my dad liked to use, but I never could get the hang of them things. But the ones that I got to using are the I can't think of what you call them, but they have the that semicircular bar, that metal bar or whatever
Oh, you're talking about a fly reel?
that spins around. No, not a fly reel, but I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Are we talking open face or closed face?
It's open,
Oh, you talking about the bell?
maybe.
That's the bell. It spins round. That's the bell.
Yeah.
Well, ask me something from that I haven't talked about in years, and it's like, oh yeah, it's the bell. Because you open it and you cast it, and when you start reeling, it automatically closes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the kind that I've gotten used to using. So
That's why. Right.
now I'm talking about fishing. Now I've got that stinking I got that Brad Paisley song in my head now.
Steelhead, sure, they're delicious, but not when you're bringing them home by the dozens when you live next to a creek. me and my friend Ed, man. And we were teenagers and kids and shit when we were doing this, and we go down there and net us some steelhead. That's exactly what we did one day, and we brought so much steelhead back to the house that my mom canned all of it. And man, we had steelhead for years after that. My mom was like, "Don't bring no more steelhead home."
Well, I mean that was the case at Mama and Papa's house. My dad's parents. They between the fish and the duck, goose, dove, pheasant, squirrel, all the things that my dad hunted and fished. Yeah, that freezer was full, man.
Okay.
That's one thing I like that I liked about growing up where I grew up and stuff is, I was raised on, wild meat and fish and stuff like that.
Tell me you guys hear this. I'm thinking of using that.
Yeah.
It
Sounds like me when I, show up at her door and tell her I'm here to clean your pool. But I don't have a pool.
I can't say that I've actually had duck. Maybe I have, but I don't remember.
There's nothing like a good mallard on the table. That's for sure. But
I may have when I was a kid, but it's been years.
yeah. Canadians are quite tasty too. Just the only thing is when it comes to like goose and duck, you got to know how to cook them, because you know they'll be like that proverbial Thanksgiving turkey if you don't watch out. You know, dry and tough, and yeah, but yeah, it's like duck and goose meat is it's like I'm guessing you could still consider it white meat, you know, like chicken, uh, but it's like but it is like a darker, richer um, taste, you know. It's
Like echo.
mm,
Did I hear echo?
mm,
Yeah, there's this
yeah.
little yellow button in the studio, and then I can hear myself.
It almost sounds like you should be saying, "Good morning, Dave."
Good morning, Dave.
But either that or input. Johnny
Good
Five
morning,
live.
Dave.
Yeah.
I cranked the volume all the way up. Yeah.
Yeah, I could hear the hissing.
Yeah. Actually, you're probably hearing the fan in the laptop. I'll get rid of that.
Well, I mean, I don't hear it now, but I did when you turned it up. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think that might be the personality.
Mm. Don't forget your 70s mustache.
Yeah, I had a mustache once, and it didn't last very long, and just the beard grew and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, another song to crank out some vocals for.
Mm. I don't know.
I think one more song, and then we'll call it.
Sounds good to me.
Let's see here. That one. Let's take a look here. Did not say play yet.
No. Not no.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think. I think.
Pick a winner. I used to hear that a lot when I was a kid. Yeah. When I was doing a certain thing.
Yeah, that's a certain vernacular from certain areas like the East Coast and the Midwest and stuff like that, where certain sayings came from, you know.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Everyone hear that?
Barely. It's very, very, very faint.
Well, everybody out in the chat hear that? I am going because I know hey Tina. I'm gonna reshare it just in case there's just a bad connection. All right.
we go.
Yeah, it was just a bad connection.
You gotta write the script. You need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show. Waiting for the gig. We're waiting on the rig. We all have things to say. We all know it's true. We raised our glass, we raised them high, till we seen dawn's light. You gotta write the script. You need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show. Waiting for the gig. We're waiting for the rig. We all have things to say. We all know it's true. We raised our glass. We raised them high, till dawn's light. You gotta write the script. You need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show. Waiting for the gig. Waiting on the rig. We all have things to say. We all know it's true. We raised our glass high, till we seen dawn's light. You gotta write the script. You need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show. Waiting for the gig. Waiting on the rig. We all had things to say. We all know it's true. We raised our glass high, till dawn's light. We raised our glasses. Gotta write the script. You need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show. Waiting for the gig, waiting on the rig. We had some things to say. We know it's true. We raised our glass, we raised them high, till we seen dawn's light. You gotta write the script. You need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show.
All right, one more. There we go. A little bit of shaking the leg.
Won't see times like these again. I can take your rain. I see her reaching oh, she sure does have some class. I've been far quiet. These two restless shoes. They say it's the best in the West.
Funny timing there, eh?
Let me tell you that girl, she's got some class. Stepping through the looking glass. And raise your glass. Let me tell you that girl, she got some class.
Yeah, she's tattooed on my left arm.
So let's raise your glass. Oh, she's not like a decent kid. Yes, it's a kid. Ain't gonna reach for her hand. I'm trying to raise your glass. I see her reaching down. I'm standing through the looking glass. Well, she sure does have some class. I just hope so. He still wears some West Indies that say it's the best. That's what's going on. Let me tell you that girl, she got some class. I'm standing through the looking glass. Raise your glass. Let me tell you that girl, she got some class. So raise your glass. Won't see times like these again. I can take your pain, take a page from the pen. I can take your pain. I see a hand reaching down. I step through the looking glass. Boy, she sure has some class. I got one leg. These two best friends to me, yes, they did it the best in the West. With the strong voice, under the one rose. She's got some class. Me, girl, she got some class. We'll see times like this again.
Indeed. Let's hope we do. Yeah. With that, we'll say goodnight. Thank you all. And we'll see you next time. Good night.
Right.
What do you think? Let this play then end
Been
it?
sitting
Okay.
here for 8 weeks now. 8 weeks times 2. It's 4:34.
Yeah, this one's for you,
in the
FinalDeathStar. Favorite song.
Have you heard the sauce now? Just random info. We want the sauce. And we want the sauce. And we want it now. We want the sauce. And we want it now. Just a random afternoon. It's 4:44 now in the afternoon. We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting times 2. We will have to wait longer. Will we have to wait longer? Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. 8 weeks times 2. It's 4:34 in the afternoon. Have you heard the sauce now? Random info. We want the sauce. And we want the sauce. And we want it now. We want the sauce and we want it now. Just a random afternoon. It's 4:44 now.
And remember, folks, we need our court jesters. Eh?
We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting times 2. Will we have to wait longer? Will we have to wait longer? Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. 8 weeks times 2. It's 4:34 in the afternoon. Have you heard of the sauce now? Just random info. We want the sauce, and we want the sauce, and we want it now. We want the sauce, and we want it now. Just a random afternoon. It's 4:44 now. We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting times 2. Will we have to wait any longer? Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting. Will we have to wait longer? Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. Times 2. It's 4:44 in the afternoon.
Good night, everybody.
And don't forget your umbrellas. Good night. See you later.